Hi cuties, besties, and ghosties. This is Muertera. Welcome to my channel, Muertera. I'm so excited to have you here. To all of my new friends, hello, welcome. To my returning viewers, it is so nice to have you back. Welcome home. Today we are going to be doing a really cute reading on who has a crush on you. I have to say, when I was setting up for this reading, normally, I kind of pre-shuffle my oracles and just go straight into it. Today, I putzed around, I straightened my piles for maybe 10 minutes. I filmed this intro maybe 4 or 5 times. I'm just gonna say kind of the nerves are high, the perfectionism is high. So I feel like whoever has their eye on you right now is really into you and really is aware of what you're doing and how they are acting around you. Probably trying to keep it cool, but also like nerves are high right now. But definitely kind of like a really cute energy overall. So I'm really excited to get into the piles. We're going to do kind of a standard format on this channel. We are going to go through some oracles that I've pre-shuffled. We'll do a quick energy check with how this person is kind of feeling and viewing you. Keep in mind, it will be mostly focused on them and not necessarily how they're viewing you. But the energy check will be a good chance for you to figure out if that's your pile or not. This is a reading where you can definitely watch multiple piles if you're drawn to them. Multiple people could have their eyes on you. And yeah, then we'll dig into tarot. And I have kind of an idea of a spread I'm going to look at, but depending on what comes out in the energy check, we might ask some clarifying questions. But yeah, the next section will be a pick a pile section. I will play a singing bowl and we'll chat through the piles. And then we'll get on into your reading. So if you're not joining me there, then go ahead and click on the timestamps in the description, and I will either see you in your pile or in the pick a pile section. Whoop. I'm telling you, anxiety, fumbling, it's going to happen in this reading. For those of you listening, I totally just smacked a pile with my nails. Okay. Well, I will either see you in the pile, in your pile. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to move on now. Okay. Bye. Hi cuties. Welcome to your pick a pile section. Hopefully this won't be as chaotic as the intro. I'm hopefully settling down. I don't know if this is just a combination of me being really excited to film and it being a little bit late, but I think it's your people. They're really nervous, y'all. Okay. So our first pile here, I honestly forget what this crystal is. She's kind of rosy in sunlight, but is looking a little brown here. I'm just going to read the piles intuitively today. So I'm getting some like barnacle vibes from her right now. Like maybe this person has kind of stuck around for a long time or is hanging on. Yeah. And then we have the cute ghost tarot underneath. So that's kind of going with the vibe for me. So that's our first pile. Our second is a little corner from a geode. So we're going maybe like rough on the outside and a sparkling diamond on their inside. This is kind of your diamond in the rough. And then we have the Santa Muerte tarot. And for our third pile, we have this cute piece of coral that actually broke off from a bigger piece that I had when I shipped it, which was kind of a bummer. But coral always speaks to me about life and depth. And kind of continuation. Like if you know anything about coral reefs are actually a continuation of the wildlife from land into sea. And I learned that when I learned to scuba dive. So like you typically find reefs where there's a lot of diverse life already on shore. So outside of national parks and things like that. So yeah, maybe a person who's beautiful outside also continues very deep on the inside. That's what I'm kind of getting. And this is the YinYang Tarot, and this is the white version. Okay, so these are your 3 decks, and I'm going to play the singing bowl, and at any point you can go ahead and click the description, or click the timestamps in the description and hop down onto your reading. Okay. Okay, cuties, hopefully you have settled down. I have not settled down, but go ahead and click the, oh my gosh, the candle's jumping now too. There's just a lot of energy right now. But go ahead and click the timestamps in the description to choose your pile. And you're welcome to come back and choose a second pile that you're drawn to as well if you're feeling that. Okay, see you in your reading. Bye. Hi, my loves. Okay, if you picked this big old barnacle looking gal, this is your reading. I'm going to move our little tarot off for the moment. Where am I going to put her? Okay, over here. Anyway, let's move on to your oracles. So the energy that's coming out for your person is number 25, Innocence, Sky Above and Thunder Below. And we have You Were the Best Thing in My Life. I'm using these cards a little bit differently today. They're kind of like almost like a shadow attribute of your person and how they're perceiving this not this connection, but like their, how do I describe it? Like kind of like the inner issues that they're tackling. They kind of like have something to do with the connection, but don't at the same time. If that makes any sense whatsoever. And then we have how they're showing up right now is the Deer in reverse, and we have the Cheetah. And then how they're perceiving you right now in relation to themselves is the Mirror. Okay, I'm going to try for the second time to start this reading. I got like maybe like 3 sentences in, and then I started choking on my words and had to take a pause. I think this is just going to be this type of reading. I've had kind of these like stop and starty energies. And I'm really getting kind of a stop and start kind of energy from this pile. I think what I'm feeling right now is kind of 2 different groups. One group, I feel like this is somebody who's been in your life for a while. It could be back from childhood. And if not, it has been, you've known this person through quite formative years for the both of you. And I feel like this is a situation that has had the opportunity to only get so far. And things have gotten in the way of it. And I feel like a lot of the reason why it hasn't moved forward has been kind of like timidity or not feeling ready on this person's side. Yeah. Second kind of group, if this is somebody, if that doesn't resonate with you and you felt drawn to this pile, I feel like this is a person who is really struggling to take action on their feelings. And it's somebody who has struggled with that in the past. With the innocence and you were the best thing in my life, what I'm really getting is regardless of whether you have known this person for a long time, and this has been like a little bit of a cycle, or whether it's a brand new person, this is somebody who's really reflecting on their actions of the past and what they want to do differently moving forward. With you were the best thing in my life, I think that there's been like a range of experiences for your people. This is a collective reading. But I think that they have lost people and things in their life. And some of this was to do with them not really being able to kind of step up to the plate or voice their desires and their wants. Like what I'm getting from this deer energy is almost like a little bit of attachment to childlike things or childlike nature, not really wanting to grow up in a sense, or not feeling ready. And I feel like these fears of commitment or these fears of becoming too grounded or giving up kind of endless possibility or this childlike innocence has really stopped them from moving forward in the past. And whether that was with you or someone else, I feel like they are really reflecting on their past circumstances and the decisions that they've made and how it's brought them to this moment right now. It's interesting that you are the mirror, because I think that you have reflected this back to this person if they've known you for a while. And this card isn't green, but for whatever reason, it's kind of like reflecting green. And so is this deer card. I don't know if it's picking it up on that camera or if I'm just seeing things that aren't there today, but that's what I'm seeing right now. And I feel like they're trying to figure out how to move forward differently. They don't want their future actions to just be a reflection of what's happened in the past with you. And if this is a new person in your life, they're seeing you and they don't want the actions of their past to kind of reflect on you in this connection. Like they see you as something, regardless of how you met this person or what place they have in your life, they are seeing you as something different. Like you're holding up a mirror to them, but it's not necessarily in a bad way. Or we talk a lot about mirroring emotions a lot of times with this card, or kind of like karmic relationships where you're holding up a mirror and kind of like sending somebody on a journey for themselves. And that's not really what I'm seeing here. It's more like the culmination of all of that work that the person has been doing, and they're seeing you and they're seeing how they've approached people and relationships in the past. And they're deciding here, I kind of want to do this differently. And that's why they're showing up as this cheetah with the deer in the background. Is I think they haven't really had the confidence or the experience to know who they were, what they wanted, and it really held them back in the past. and they're showing up as a very like magnetic energy that kind of draws people in and draws what they want in. And I think it's because they've really clarified through, honestly, like through loss, through things that didn't work out, and through circumstances that they created for themselves. And I think this person created those circumstances by inaction mostly. So now they're kind of trying to flip the script and take action. So that is the energy that I'm feeling for this person towards you. If this energy doesn't sound like somebody who is around you, then you may want to pick a different pile. If this does sound like you, then let's go on to the tarot. And I think it's kind of interesting that you picked the Cute Ghost Tarot. Because, oh, we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, hello, fire. What I'm really like getting from this right now isn't necessarily, again, it's not ghosty energy, like this person ghosted people. It's more like, it feels like they kind of let themselves like fade into the background. Like they were almost like a specter of themselves because they couldn't quite get up the courage to put themselves out there. And now they're getting to the point where they're like, okay, well, I need to move forward in my life. And I have like, almost I need to leave the innocence of childhood behind. Like I need to start growing up and being the person that I want to be, not the person that everybody else is defining for me, not the person that I was yesterday. I want to start making choices and taking a more active role in my life. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of a different spread than normal. Usually just kind of throw cards out here, but today I'm feeling like I want a different kind of spread. So over here, we're going to pull a couple cards on how you'll meet them. Although since there are kind of two different groups, I feel like this may resonate more with the people who do not already know who I'm talking about. Because if you knew this person from childhood, you kind of already got that answer. And then we will ask about how you view them to give you kind of a little clue about who they are in your life. And then we'll ask about their thoughts and their feelings for you. So I have some other decks out here too. I might pull a few oracles and we're just going to roll with it. Okay, Spirit, how will they meet? Okay, we've got the Page of Cups. So I'm hearing the song Bad at Love by Halsey. Okay, we have the Page of Cups. This is so many cards. Okay. I don't know that I want to take all of those. I'm going to keep the... Okay. I do like it. I sense a pretty distinct renewal. For how you're going to meet them. This is a really random message. I don't know, but somehow for somebody, there may be like a car accident involved. Like this person might really like help you out after you get in a car accident, whether it's like an innocent bystander or the person that you get in the car accident with, somebody at a mechanic office. I don't know why that's coming through, but that's coming through. But I think this person is going to try to like swoop you off your feet or sweep you off your feet a little bit when you're like in a time of distress. And I kind of get like really heavy friendship vibes from this. So besides that kind of like car accident group, which is like really weird, I don't know. know, like somebody you meet at the gym. I'm getting like a heavy machinery vibe or something like that. Like maybe it's somebody at the gym who comes and spots you or helps you out with equipment. Somebody in a lab who's helping you run lab samples at school. Like there's some sort of, I almost get like a little bit of like a nerdy nervousness from this as well. But I think it's the like juxtaposition of the cups and the swords. Definitely something like science-y in here for how you'll meet. Or in an airport. Yeah. Okay. And then how you view them. Okay, what did I say about like nerdy? We have the Hermit coming out. So you may see this person as kind of a super introvert. And I think this is a good clue for who it is, because I really do think that they are, the way that they're like trying to present to you is just a very helpful person. But they're going to be a little bit awkward about it. Like the Page of Cups is not the most suave at love, especially with this one. This one's like vibing with this little fish. Like he's a little goofy. But I think you're going to see this person as very intelligent, very helpful, and also somebody who a little bit does kind of, you know, stick to the corners and like blends into the background a little bit. I'm getting like a little bit of wallflower vibes. And I think you actually really inspire them to put themselves out there. And at least try. Like this doesn't seem like a person who usually has the motivation to kind of put themselves out there and try. Like they really do kind of hang in the background. Okay, what else, Spirit? Okay, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Let's do one more. What about the Knight of Wands in reverse? And then we have the Empress. So you may also see that this person is a little bit clumsy with love, to be perfectly honest. If you don't already know this person from childhood, like you may have seen them get their heart broken many times, kind of over and over again, and been with them through those experiences. Because I do feel like this is something, if you've known this person for a long time, like, again, you've been through a lot of transformations together. Like, you've kind of seen the gamut of what's happened to them. And I feel like you've noticed that this has made them kind of withdraw a little bit or retract. Or one of the biggest reasons why they get hurt so much is because they're not able to really fully put themselves out there. If this is a person who has a crush on you and is around you, I think you're going to notice this type of energy when they interact with you. Like they're a little bit hesitant to put themselves out, and I don't think they see themselves carrying these wounds on and really like making it obvious. I think they try to cover them up, but I think you're too intuitive for that. Like you know when somebody has an interest in you. I think for this pile in particular, this person is not going to be a surprise at all. Like I think they're clumsy as hell around you. I mean, I choked when I was trying to talk earlier. I'm a very chatty person. That doesn't happen to me normally. So I do think that this little nerdy friend is going to be pretty obvious about liking you and having a crush on you. Okay, so let's look at their thoughts and feelings. Okay, we have the Three of Coins. Oh, they really just have like this very like helpful energy, like really helpful. Like they want to build with you. They respect you so much. they really want to help you. But I think what they're really struggling with is they don't really know how to like make it from the friend zone to the romantic zone. I think they're really stuck on that, and they think about it a lot about how to actually like make that move and how to actually offer you that cup. But it kind of feels like they're so awkward in themselves. And I'm looking at this 3 of coins, and there's 3 people here, and I feel like they feel like you are always kind of like vibing and getting attention from people, and they're feeling like they are kind of behind this screen in the background, just watching you, and really wishing that they could be that person that is like in the thick of it with you. And I think that's why they have this really strong, like, helping energy. I think that's number one. I think that's just one of their love languages. I think acts of service is very important to this person. They feel like that's a very tangible thing that they can offer. And I think this person is much more comfortable offering a coin than they are offering a cup. And so they're kind of like holding on to their cup, and they're like, I don't know how to do this. And then they're kind of like, man, I just bungled that. Like, I just get that energy from them a lot. They're like, shit, that wasn't the slickest way I could have done that. And I think that weighs on them a little bit when they think about you. They're like, man, I offered a coin again and not a cup. Like, what am I going to get out of this friend zone? Okay, and how do they feel about you? What are their feelings? Okay, so we have the 9 of Blades. So definitely a lot of anxiety. This seems like a very like logical person, and they are not very comfortable being in their emotions. So I think like transitioning out of that emotional state is a little bit difficult for them to do. And that kind of tracks. Like this person is a sweetie, but not used to putting themselves out there. Oh, I'm just noticing too is this little ghostie is like alone painting on this little screen, and it's actually the same picture that these 2 are painting. So I think right now they're feeling pretty out in the cold, and they're trying to figure out like how they get in this environment with you to where they can like put themselves out there. They're like, okay, well, the way I'm going to make it, or the way that I'm going to get this person's attention, is I need to start putting myself out there. Like, I can't just watch people paint. I need to start painting. Like, I need to build that skill set. And I think they're like, again, they're much more comfortable like in like the pentacles kind of swords arena versus cups. I think the way that they're feeling is more like, oh, I need to take action. Like thinking about this over and over and over isn't really doing me much. So what can I do? Which is kind of like an interesting feeling to have. But yeah, this person doesn't really know what to do with their emotions. Okay. What else are they feeling? Oh. Yeah, I think they were really like working hard to finish this cycle within themselves and to really come out of that ghosty energy and really be able to put themselves out there. And they're feeling like this is what's holding them back is being able to actually express themselves and not just feel things, not just worry about things, because they've got a lot of worries, but now they need to actually put some action into it and do something about it. Yeah, I think for this person, again, you're going to know because they're going to be like, not like up in your business, but if you need help, they're going to pop out of the woodworks. Like, they're going to be the first person who offers, like, oh, hey, you forgot your textbook? Like, here, you can borrow mine. Oh, you forgot your notes? Like, I copied them for you. Like, here you go. Oh, your car broke down? Like, I can help you with that. Or, oh, you got a flat tire on your bike? Like, let me fix that for you. This person has oh, they got like fixing energy, but for physical things, you know? Yeah. I don't even know if I want to pull any more cards for this. Like, I feel like this is pretty straightforward. So yeah, the good thing about this is I think it's going to be pretty obvious who has a crush on you. And if you're not interested, this is not a pushy person. Like, I think this person is really going to respect that. And they're focused, like, they really like you and respect you, but they're also focused on just kind of improving themselves as a person. And regardless of outcome, just really putting themselves out there because they have a vision of kind of where they want to go and who they want to be, and they want a partner. And I think they've got a good, healthy attitude towards it, like being about their own journey as well. So this is a person who's really working on improving themselves, which is really nice to see. Okay, well, this is what I have for you. Hopefully this resonated. Hopefully you're interested in this person because this is really cute. If not, I hope they find their little friend soon. And if I don't see you in another pile, then hopefully I will see you in another reading. So please like, comment, subscribe, and oh my gosh, I literally am so tongue-tied in this reading, I can't end it. But I will see you again soon. Okay, friends, bye. Hi, Pile 2s, my little lovelies. If you pick this quartz crystal, then this is your reading with the Santa Muerte Tarot. We're going to move it out. I'm just going to pull a couple oracles for a quick energy check for us to start the reading. We're not going to dig in too much, then we'll clarify with tarot. Yeah, so the energy that your person is showing up in right now is holding together. And I wish I could share my good news with you. This card represents kind of like the shadow work that they're doing right now, that this crush is kind of bringing up for them, or kind of like holding them back a little bit. And then they are showing up as the nightingale with the oyster in reverse. And then the way that they are seeing you right now is the gem and the ocean. Oh. They think you are literally all that and a bag of chips, and just like deep. And something about your eyes too. I feel like you have very, very beautiful and penetrating eyes, and they feel like they just get lost in them. And like your smile just like lights up the room for them. Damn, I feel like this person is like straight up bursting. like also just the two opposing energies here, like the nightingale who just wants to like bust out in song, and the oyster who just wants to keep it all in and try to hold it together. Like, and even it's also mirrored here with the holding together and the wish I could share my good news with you. Like, this person wants to move towards you really, really, really quickly. And they're just really trying to not do that. And we can ask a little bit why. I feel like there may be two groups here. Like, there may be one group where this person has kind of like structural issues or like things in their life that prevent them from coming towards you. I think the other group here This person is just trying to kind of keep it cool. Like, they really, really, really like and respect you. They don't want to cross any boundaries or make you uncomfortable with how much they like you. So they're trying to like keep it cool, keep it light, keep it slow, like let it kind of build over time. But like, if it wouldn't make them look like a complete freaking weirdo, they would just literally run full speed towards you. This person feels like they're almost busting apart in just a really beautiful way. Yeah. If this sounds like your energy or someone you know, this is your little energy check. There are also 2 other piles to choose from. You can definitely be like drawn to multiple too, because you may have a few crushes in your life. But let's move on to tarot now. Oh, I love this energy. And even this oyster, like if you look around, there's like this light kind of just looking to bust out of this oyster. I feel like this person, if they have been holding back their feelings for you, or just like holding themselves back in general, they are really working through that energy and trying to figure out how to express it in a healthy way. And in a way where I feel like they feel a little bit of a risk almost with you, that they're just going to be completely consumed by you. Like you're going to be an ocean wave that is just going to completely just like drag them out to sea. And I think that scares them a bit and also is really exciting for them, but also very scary, but also very excited. Like, this person has just like these the 2 sides of themselves. Okay. So we are going to ask how you met this person or will meet this person, how you view them, and then their thoughts and feelings about you. Okay, so Spirit, how will pile 2 meet this person? Okay, we have the Queen of Crystals. Oof, I always forget what crystals are in this deck. I think, are they cups? Ooh. And then we have the Lovers in reverse. Okay. This isn't the case for all of you, but I was kind of getting this earlier. This may be strongly like a third-party situation, and that may be what is holding this person back from coming towards you. I mean, we got the Queen here, and then we have this lovely gal with a corpse. So this person, if this is a third-party situation, this person is probably not in a very fulfilling relationship. However, I am going to say this gal is definitely holding on to that corpse for dear life. And this Queen is kind of pointed in the other direction. So I do feel like, to a certain degree, like if you know this person, you know that there's somebody who you have some chemistry with that is already in a commitment or in a marriage. I do feel like you're a little bit like not really entertaining this, and are probably pretty aware if this person has feelings for you. If it is not a third-party situation, then this person may have some behaviors or skeletons in their closet that are causing you to kind of look away. This could be, honestly, for them, this also could be a little bit of an addictive personality, especially with kind of feeling like like you're going to consume them. That's a very like interesting way of feeling about a human. And I feel like there is a little bit of like almost like a possessive or obsessiveness about it, where this person is really trying to kind of fight that urge. I do think that whatever circumstance is holding them back, they're working through it, and they're trying to really get a handle on it and kind of process it in the healthiest way that they can. And this is a general reading, so there could be a range of experiences and a range of kind of more of like addictive behaviors from, I'm kind of getting some people have an addiction to video games or something like that. And you're like, that, I don't know about that one. To, oh, I'm in a completely different relationship and one person is not enough for me. So definitely take this as it resonates. If you're thinking about somebody and they do not, like, you're going to know if they have a partner. This is something that's like well established and they're very invested in, like till death to us part invested, even if they're not married. So you will definitely know about this. So don't be worried about that. If it's not a partner, then it's definitely something that is in their life that kind of like takes a lot of their time and energy. And you may not be fully aware of it, but you might kind of get a sense or kind of, I don't see you like really latching on to this person. Yeah, that's how you'll know them though. I guess that's not really like much of meeting, but for most of you, I feel like you know this person and you're aware of their feelings. Okay, and let's see. How do you view this person? I just heard mysterious. I don't know. I have no idea what that's from. Okay. And then we have the Three of Candles, so the Three of Wands. Yeah, you're feeling like they're not 100% focused on you. Like they've got their attention split, and they're focused on kind of like many different things and many different directions right now. And they can't give you, the attention that you really deserve and the attention that you really want. Yeah, again, we have another Queen. So, and we have the Two of Wands as well. I do feel like definitely strong third party vibes here, for sure. And if that's the case, you may actually really like their partner too, which is kind of like a weird situation as well. I do feel like if this is the case, the partner might be aware as well, and y'all are just kind of like dancing around the subject. I get that pretty strong for this pile. It's almost like there's a stalemate. Like there's a choice that needs to be made. Like they're at the Two of Candles. Stuff isn't really working out in this relationship. Everybody's kind of aware of that. But this person's option is really sticking in indecision or keeping both. Like it's kind of it's a little bit of a selfish energy. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. It feels like a little bit stalematey. And if it's not a third party, then it's this person kind of understanding that a change needs to be made. Like across the board, this person understands that a change needs to be made. And I think you are very aware of that as well. but their solution to the issue at hand is not really handling it. Like, it's almost a regression. It's kind of interesting, but it looks like you are very aware of it. Like, you're kind of aware of the stalemate. And I do feel like you're like backing out a little bit as well. Like, okay, like I know that there's feelings here, but, you know, I kind of found myself in this situation with 3, and I'm going to kick myself back out to the 2 and make a different decision and go a different direction. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for how you're viewing the situation. Okay, let's go into their thoughts and feelings. So Spirit, what are they thinking about this? Ooh, okay. I'm going to take this one and I'll put these back. I don't know. Okay. So we have the 10 of Potions. Is that the 10 of Cups? That looks like the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups in reverse. So yeah, like you're not really accessible to them. The 5 of Crystals, which I believe is the 5 of Swords, and that's in reverse. And then we have the 9 of Crystals, so the 9 of Swords. So they are definitely, again, I feel like they're just like thinking, they know that something needs to change, but they're just unwilling to actually have the conversation and actually do something about it. And I think for them, it's almost this like inner conflict that sits in the background of their relationship as well. And there's just very little resolution for them. Because this is all thought energy, right? Like, it's a lot of air. We got some cups in there as well. But I think like the conflict that's happening is either with their spouse or internally with them. I mean, it's definitely internally with them either way. Whether or not it's like really getting expressed, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it just kind of like creates this anxiety spiral for this person. And this is the energy that goes back and forth that kind of like makes them feel like they're exploding a little bit on the inside and really just trying to keep it together. But this 5 of Wands the 5 of Swords needs to be expressed. And I guess like it needs to be expressed in kind of like the 5 of Wands energy, like actually putting things on the table and handling what's happening with them. And it feels like instead of actually creating conflict in their life, because in some way conflict needs to be expressed for them, and they're not expressing it. They're just bottling it up. And it's creating a lot of this anxiety for them and making a very unclear situation for everybody involved. They need to actually like make a decision about it, but I just don't think that they're going to. And then feelings. So how are they feeling about you? Okay, we have the Ace of Potions. Which, did we decide that was cups? Yep, the Ace of Cups. And then we have, what is this? The 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Which is giving me like devil vibes with that. This even kind of looks like devilish too. And then we have the Page of Dreamcatchers. Yeah, this is pretty inactive energy. And honestly, I feel like they're focusing a lot more on that potential love than they are actually focusing on what it would take to make you an offer or to reflect on the things that they need to change in their life. Like, they're almost using your feelings as an escape from actually dealing with whatever this mess is in their life. Like, they don't actually want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with whatever is making them unhappy or whatever is causing blockages in their life or causing this kind of unexpressed conflict. They would rather just kind of like focus on this like dreamy, romantic, oh, I've got a crush, oh, new love, like this is exciting, this is fun. Again, this is kind of like the nightingale. But something has to give for this person. And I do feel like you're not necessarily like the type of person to really give this person time of day the way that they're acting. So this seems like it's staying a lot kind of in their head. And you're kind of like focused on a different direction. So yeah, this is the person who has a crush on you. This does feel like you know exactly who I'm talking about and know exactly what situation and what's going on. Yeah. Okay, well, I think this is all that I have for you. If you want to check out a different pile, this is definitely a reading where you could have multiple piles. So if you were drawn to a different one, definitely check it out. Otherwise, I hope this was helpful. And if it resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. I'm so grateful to have you here. This was really great to kind of sit in your energy. Your energy is great, by the way. I feel like the way that this person sees you is actually pretty close to who you are. Like, you are an amazing person with depth. And while this person clearly cannot give you what you need and kind of meet you where you're at, you are definitely a catch. So I hope you come and see me again soon, and hopefully I'll see you then. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile Threes. If you chose this, ooh, what is this? Oh my gosh. Coral, that's what it is. Girl, get it together. If you chose this coral, this is your reading. I just heard, he likes you. When I was pulling out this deck. I don't know. It really distracted me. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are going to start off with some oracles, and we'll do a quick energy check. This is mostly going to be focused on this person and how they are viewing you. Remember that this is a reading where you could be called to multiple piles, so definitely check other ones out if this doesn't resonate for you, or if you were drawn to multiple. Okay, so the way this person is showing up, their energy, we have excessive pressure and we have patience. The pile 2 was a very specific message, but it also had this kind of like this push and pull, kind of tugging energy, this like polarity, if you will. And this definitely has it as well. And then we also have, I wonder if you are happy without me, as their kind of shadow attribute of how they're viewing this connection. So definitely a lot of questioning about you. And I feel like this person feels like somebody who puts a lot of pressure on themselves for a good outcome, and kind of like a sense of perfectionism as well. So that is definitely something that's kind of like coming through. Like, even looking at these 2 cards, this is a full ass tree in the excessive pressure, and then the patience, it looks like almost like little sprouts or like amoebas kind of growing up. So I feel like they are really trying to create kind of a better relationship with time for themselves and not put so much pressure or expectation on themselves to move things forward or deliver or, you know, have an outcome that they're looking for. And by the way, this is very internal. I don't really feel like this isn't the way that they're like expressing themselves to you. It's just kind of in the background. We have hyena, and then we have the earthworm. And then we have the threshold. Oh, and the hyena and earthworm are how they are kind of showing up right now. The threshold is how they are viewing you. So this is an interesting kind of spread. I feel like for the majority of you, you know this person already, and maybe honestly you may have dated them and they still got feelings for you. They see you, it's the way that they see you is like very interesting. Like the threshold is, what's that saying, like out of the pot and into the fire or something like that. There's something about you that really makes them feel like they're at some sort of precipice. And they see you as somebody who is like very different than them, but very admirable and someone they kind of want to emulate. And for some of you, I think they also view you as somebody that they've hurt. The hyena can talk about kind of having like a biting sarcasm or wit, or using humor like that to kind of deflect from yourself and deflect from your own life and ish. And with this, I wonder if you were happy without me. Like, again, this is kind of the energy of you knowing this person, or maybe having dated them, or maybe you liked them at a certain point and moved on. The threshold is about taking a step. And for some of you, I feel like you took a step without them. And they're kind of regretful of that. However, I do think that, number one, they still have a lot of respect and a lot of feelings for you. They feel like you have left them behind in a little bit of darkness. However, they're taking that feeling and that sentiment and that darkness, and they're kind of like moving forward with it, with almost like a little bit of a rebirth. If you do not have history with this person, I feel like life has taken you in a different direction than them. And it's one that they're not quite prepared for and they're not ready for. And they see you moving forward and they're really inspired by it. And I think the way that you'll know who this person is this joking kind of biting sarcasm. Like they have a lot of insecurities. They put a lot of pressure on themselves. They have a lot of drive and a perfectionist nature. And I feel like this person, the way that it has really expressed itself, it's like that type of person who says like, oh, it's just a joke. Oh, it's just a joke. Just like, no, you actually just said something mean and hurtful. It's not a joke. Or you're uncomfortable expressing your emotions in a way that can actually clear the air. And instead you just hold on to these bits and pieces and they come out in this humor. That's how you're going to know who this person is. It will be, again, it'll be on a range. This is a general reading, so this could come out in just little biting remarks. I mean, I do this sometimes. No one's perfect. But they will have that little undercurrent. I'm also noticing that the moon is half of it's dark and half of it's light. I think that really is emphasizing that this person is trying to turn a new leaf, and they're trying to like flip their perspective over. we also have the dark and light on this threshold card. And then we have these kind of like amoebas and this full tree. I feel like they're trying to give themselves a lot of grace and a lot of love and comfort right now as they are putting in the work to kind of grow themselves as a human. It almost feels like this person has a little bit of arrested development in a way. And they see you as moving and growing and taking steps forward that they have been too insecure to take. And I think that they find that extremely inspiring about you. And that's something that really, really draws them to you. The flame is jumping like crazy right now, by the way. I mean, this is honestly there's so much sadness like in this energy. I think it's very bittersweet the way that they feel about you, regardless of what the situation is, whether you've known them for a while or they just met you, they kind of feel like you're moving in a different direction and moving on from them. But it's also serving as that spark to get them moving again and to really evaluate who they want to be, where they want to go. And I think that you have, number one, you've got a strong ass inner fire. Like, you are going places. And two, you are a lot more gentle than this person is. And I think that they really, really respect that. And they're trying to cultivate a similar gentleness within themselves. And that really comes from establishing self-love within themselves and really figuring out how to do that. Okay, this was a very like long energy check. It wasn't really what I was planning. But if this sounds like somebody you know, then this is your pile. We're going to move on to the tarot. And if this doesn't quite seem like your energy, then we have two other piles that you can choose from. Okay. And on it, I just looked at the tarot that you picked too. Okay, so we talked about the coral, and the coral kind of being, like a continuation of beauty, like on, or like, what did I say? I don't even remember what I said. Okay, but when I was talking about the piles, the coral reefs are basically a continuation of nature from the shore into the ocean. So places that have really diverse ecosystem and a lot of life, like national parks, things like that, they will have, like, they're more likely to have coral reefs and a lot of really amazing fish and things like that when you go into the ocean. Somewhere like Hawaii, that's like very, very lush. They have a lot of marine life on their coast. Miami. So again, we have like kind of like land and water, these like two polarities almost. And then we also have that light and dark again on these cats. And this is the light deck. Oh, and look at the King of Wands just popping out and saying hi. So this is a person who's really working on themselves and trying to put in the work and really trying to shed light on their own internal darkness and their pain. And they've become very inspired in part because of you, which is kind of amazing. And honestly, I feel like for some of you, you may not really even know that this person likes you that much. Like, you may have gotten kind of hints, or I feel like this is somebody who you knew in a friend group and maybe like wondered if they had a crush on you, but they never really let you get close. So they were a little bit like, yeah, we have the Three of Swords. Like, you could just kind of like sense the wounds in them. And it's a defense mechanism to keep people away from them. And because they don't feel good enough. But I think this person has much deeper feelings than you realize. Unless you actually dated this person, then you're going to know. So 2 groups. But anyway, okay. So we're going to do we kind of already talked about like how you would meet this person, but we can kind of clarify, like meeting this person on the left. We're going to ask about how you're viewing them and their thoughts and feelings about you. Okay, so how are you going to meet this person? Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Ten of Swords. I'm getting like a pretty like social environment and like a social work environment. You may meet this person working at a restaurant that's kind of popping out, a bar, maybe like serving drinks. I feel like alcohol is definitely involved in some way with this person. And again, that's a little bit of that arrested development energy coming out. I think that whatever environment you're meeting this person in is not the most conducive or positive to their growth and also to yours, because they are seeing you as kind of like moving on from a situation. And maybe like a gym at school where you work or something like that. This is kind of how I'm feeling this person. So like, who's that guy that there's a movie and I cannot remember the name of it, but he basically just stays in college for like 10-15 years and keeps on partying. That's kind of the vibe I get from this person. Like maybe this was somebody you met in college or shortly thereafter, and you kind of had like a really like hectic job, y'all partied together, and then you decided like, well, I can't do this forever. I'm going to go to grad school, or I'm going to go get a better job than this. Like, I'm ready to move on. I did my time here. It's not making me super happy anymore. I want to kind of make some changes in my life, and I'm ready to move on. And this person has a fear of failure, and I think it's kept them in that environment. So say you were with a group of 10 people and everybody graduated, and this person just kind of stayed behind and like worked at the bar on campus and didn't end up graduating, but also like didn't get another job. Like that's kind of the vibe I get from them, of just kind of feeling like other people are leaving them behind and being tied down to this place that I think they know is unhealthy, but it's really scary to like make the next move. Okay, and how do you view this person? Ooh, that was a lot. Okay. Let's take these two. This one. That feels right. Yeah. I feel like you see this person, and I think we've talked a lot about kind of their negative aspects. And this person is by no means all negative. I think that they can have a very fun aspect to them. And I think that's really echoed in the Fool, and it's in the middle of these cards. Like they put out this persona. It might be like a really fun party persona. It's very jokey. They're jovial. They bring people in. It's fun to be around them. They may take it too far sometimes, but that's definitely an aspect that they're trying to move away from. It's very interesting. This Fool is also on a precipice, kind of like that threshold, but this Fool isn't necessarily stepping off. They're just kind of there. And I feel like you see this about this person. And with the Nine of Wands and the Four of Pentacles as well, I feel like you see that they are very protective of themselves. They have been wounded in the past. And I think you can clearly see that, like, the inner squishy marshmallow of this person, even though like they have this bandage or they're really holding on to these coins and trying to protect themselves, I think you kind of see a layer deeper and you're able to really connect with them in a way that a lot of people aren't. Like, they never really make it under that shell. And there's also these two little cats like peeking out from under the robes of these white cats. And I feel like you're seeing beyond this person's defense mechanisms. Like, they're not just this fun party person. They're not just this social person. You see beyond these protective layers and you kind of see them for who they are. I feel like the connection between you is like being like seen and being seen. Yeah. Okay. And how do they think about you? What are their thoughts about you? Strength. Yeah. Yep. What did I say? You had like this like fire about you. Like, you are determined. And I think that they respect so much that they're just chilling on this precipice and you are taking steps and making moves. And that is extremely inspiring for this person. I want to take that one. Oh, the Four of Wands. I think that's again like echoing, and then we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Like, they really like being around you. And I feel like they feel this kindred spirit with you. Again, like, you see them. You can see, like, if you look at this card, these two little kitties are facing away, but one's black and one's white. And we have these little, black cats hiding under this white cloth. And I feel like you see them for who they are. This little black kitty, and you're like, hey, I accept you as this black kitty. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you got some gruff behaviors, but I see you. And I think this person doesn't really feel seen or let other people see them as well. And there is a sense here where they miss you. They miss your energy. They miss being seen like that. And if you have kind of moved away from them, whether like deliberately or not, they feel like something's missing with your absence. And it's really forcing them to think about really the differences between you two and why you've been able to move on and why they're kind of just like stuck holding on to the past. And again, it's really like spurring a lot of growth for them. This is a very healing crush. Like, truly, I think you've really, really inspired this person. Okay, and how are they feeling about you? The Five of Cups, yeah. Oh, you know what I just heard? It's like, oh, but I'm really a white kitty on the inside. Oh. And we have the King of Swords in reverse and the King of Cups in reverse. Oh. Yeah, they feel really blocked. Like, whatever happened here, they don't feel like they really have the space or the ability to communicate their emotions to you. And I don't feel like they're in a position where you would accept them. And I think that's because they understand that they're in a transitional space right now. Like, they they're trying to become this new lighter version of themselves. Like they're trying to become this little kitty underneath, but they're still shrouded in this kind of cloak that they've put over themselves. And I think they realize, like, until they shed that and they can become a lighter version of themselves, like, they can't really follow you. And I don't mean follow you in kind of like a stocky way. I mean, like, follow you kind of into the unknown and take a leap of faith somewhere else. This person feels like, yeah, like you've moved away, like you're very distant. And I think that you're not the only person who's moved on or changes that this person has had to face. You're just one of a few or many. And they're really working on processing that. But yeah, it just feels like, even though these, like, the kings are in reverse, you know, I feel like right now they are in a little bit of a heavier mindset. However, they're trying to think about this as, like, rationally as they can. And they don't want to hold you back as well. So they're kind of holding back their communication. They're holding back their cup. They kind of know how they think and feel about you. But number one, I don't think they're confident enough to really, like, say anything about it or make a move. And two, I think they're really working on their own internal journey and processing all of these things so they can kind of get out of the situation. Because it does feel like they have recognized that the way that they have been living is not going to serve them and move them on to the future. And the loss of you has really spurred that on. So I don't know, this person could come back and be like a completely different person in the future. That's completely possible. Like, they're kind of headed in a direction that seems like it's going to promote some balance and self-love for them. So yeah, this is all I have for you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. It was really great to channel your energy. You have a lot of fire, and I think the changes that you're making in your life right now are really beautiful and are going to put you somewhere really spectacular. And I think this person thinks it too. So if this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. That helps me grow my channel. Above all, keep your little heart safe, and hopefully I will see you in another reading soon. Okay, bye.